Today, we're driving to the Stay on Main Hotel, formerly known as the Cecil Hotel, as part of an ongoing series where I tell this guy true crime stories, and today we actually have the chance to go there in person because it's located in Los Angeles. This place happens to be the site of one of the most bizarre and disturbing mysteries I've ever read. Alright, we're in our hotel room now, and I guess it's time to tell this story, sitting in a giant red chair shaped like a hand. On January 26, 2013, a 21-year-old Canadian tourist named Elisa Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. 18 days later, on February 19th, Elisa Lam's body was discovered. She was found naked, floating inside a water tank on the roof of the hotel, a tank measuring about 4 feet by 8 feet. So, what was the tipping point that finally led to the horrifying discovery in the hotel's water tank? For over a week, the front desk had been fielding a growing number of calls. Hotel guests had been complaining about persistently low water pressure, making even a simple shower a frustrating experience. But the issues were about to get much more disturbing. One British couple reported that the water sometimes came out black for the first few seconds before clearing up. They also noted it had a strange, sweet, and frankly disgusting taste. Incredibly, they didn't complain immediately. They just switched to bottled water, assuming the poor quality was just a quirk of an old building in a big city. As more guests reported the foul-tasting, discolored water, the hotel manager finally sent a maintenance worker to investigate the source of the problem, starting with the water tanks on the roof.
Are you going to drink the water?
No, I'm not drinking the water.
Don't drink that. Come on, man. Cheers, you're a savage.
It tastes clean. I mean, it has been years. It tastes like normal water, but knowing the history, I just can't do it, especially with that weird water pipe thing going on up here. Another crucial piece of the puzzle came from the hotel manager. Initially, Elisa had booked a bed in a stay-on-main hostel-style shared room on the 5th floor. These were budget-friendly dorms, popular with young travelers. However, after just 2 days, her roommates lodged complaints. They described her behavior as odd and inappropriate, mentioning she was leaving strange handwritten notes on their beds and locking them out of the room. As a result, the hotel moved Elisa to a private room on the same floor for the remainder of her stay. This detail paints a picture of someone whose behavior was becoming increasingly erratic in the days leading up to her disappearance. But the most perplexing piece of evidence, the one that truly catapulted this case into the public eye, is the last confirmed sighting of Elisa Lam. It comes from the hotel's elevator surveillance footage, recorded on February 1st. I'm going to describe the key moments from this video. It's become infamous online.
Wait, there's actual footage of her from that day?
Yeah, and it's deeply unsettling. The LAPD released it hoping for leads, but it just created more questions. What you're about to hear described is strange, nothing graphic, just profoundly weird. This footage shows the last time she was ever seen alive. In the video, Elisa enters the elevator and presses multiple buttons. When the doors don't close, she steps cautiously in and out, peering down the hallway as if hiding from someone. It almost looks like she thinks someone is chasing her. But then, why would she repeatedly leave the safety of the elevator? Her hand movements are unnatural, her fingers splayed in a strange, almost inhuman way as she gestures, and the elevator doors themselves seem to malfunction, remaining open for an unusually long time despite her pressing the door close button. At one point, it even looks like she's having an animated conversation with someone just out of frame in the hallway, but there's clearly no one there. After a few minutes of this bizarre behavior, she walks away down the hall, and the elevator doors finally close. The video itself doesn't provide clear answers. Instead, it became a viral sensation, a 4-minute mystery that sparked countless theories, from the paranormal to the criminal. Given her bizarre behavior in the elevator footage, one of the first and most widespread theories was that she was under the influence. Many speculated she was either intoxicated or had taken hallucinogenic drugs, leading to her erratic actions and disorientation. But this theory was quickly complicated by the facts. Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and was prescribed 4 different medications to manage it. When the toxicology reports came back, they found no traces of alcohol or illegal drugs. While her prescribed medications were present, the levels were low, suggesting she may have been under-medicating. This could have potentially triggered a severe manic episode, which might explain her strange behavior. Another prominent theory claimed she was murdered. However, the official autopsy report found no evidence of physical trauma, sexual assault, or any other signs of foul play that would indicate she was attacked. So if it wasn't recreational drugs, and it wasn't murder, the case was left with a void of easy answers. The biggest question of all remained, How did Elisa Lam end up inside a locked water tank on the hotel roof? To reach the roof, she would have had to climb a fire escape through a window or pass through a locked rooftop door that would trigger an alarm that never went off. Even if she somehow reached the roof, she would then have to climb onto the tank platform, scale a 10-foot ladder, open a 20-pound metal lid, get inside the tank, and somehow close the lid behind her. And remember, she was found naked. Her clothes were discovered inside the tank, meaning she either removed them herself while inside, or someone else put them there. The entire scenario feels incredibly suspicious. One of the more controversial theories suggests something paranormal. Some people believe Elisa was speaking to a ghost, specifically the ghost of Richard Ramirez, a serial killer convicted of 13 murders who stayed at the Cecil Hotel in the mid-1980s. Ramirez was also known to be a Satanist. Others strongly reject this theory, arguing there is no scientific evidence supporting ghosts, calling it as believable as a spaghetti monster. Still, the Cecil Hotel has an extremely dark history. It was once home to Austrian serial killer Jack Unterweger, the site of an unsolved murder in 1964, possibly one of the last places the Black Dahlia was seen alive, and has had numerous suicides, so many that longtime residents refer to it as the Suicide Hotel. Authorities ultimately ruled Elisa Lam's death as an accidental drowning. Her family later filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the hotel, which was eventually dismissed, and in all the speculation, theories, and madness surrounding this case, the real tragedy is the pain left behind for Elisa Lam's family.